Hey my darlings, welcome back again to my YouTube channel, and if you're new, welcome to my YouTube channel. Beautiful people, today I'll be sharing with you guys 5 habits that I have picked since living in Germany. By the way guys, this is part 2 of habits I have picked since living in Germany. I will link the part 1 in the description below, so go watch it. And this is a continuation. I really find these topics really interesting, and I know there are people who are coming to Germany or who are planning to come to Germany and are wondering, what are some habits that I could pick up once I start living in Germany? Trust me, some habits are they really don't make sense, but they do make sense. Does that make any sense? I don't know. But let's get right into it. The first habit has to be being direct. Without a doubt, that has to be the first habit. A lot of people know how direct Germans are. Very direct. They don't beat around the bush at all. You could ask a German a question and maybe you expect them, there are those questions you ask and you expect someone at least to sugarcoat them a little bit, to add a little bit of honey or maybe a little bit of salt and spice. No, they will tell you as it is, whether it's negative or it's positive. They will be direct. And I've always been very straight, very direct. But I think since I moved to Germany, I have doubled up. But still, I am cautious when I'm speaking to someone or when I'm giving someone an answer. I try not to be, especially if it's not an answer that they would have expected, I try to make it not so, a blow, Most Germans, if not all of them, are like that. If they don't like something, if you ask them a question, they will say whatever they feel, whatever they want you to know, whatever they want you to hear, they will tell you. And if you ask them a question, they will give you a very direct answer without beating around the bush. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that brings me to the next habit. Habit number 2, complaining. Germans can complain. Wah. Germans complain just about anything. And sometimes it could come out as them being negative, I always thought I'm sometimes a complainer, because if I don't like something, I will say it. I will say I don't like this. If I don't feel right about something, I will say it. Little story time. Sometimes when there's someone coming from Kenya to Germany, I always told my mom there's some things I always needed them to buy for me there, and then they will give the person coming, and he or she will send them to me. So my mom always told my siblings or whoever who is going to buy for me those things. If Naomi says she wants something and you go to the store or wherever you're buying those things and you don't find the exact thing Naomi wanted, don't buy something else just because you think it looks or it could be almost the same as what she wanted. I don't like that. If I want something, I want that. I don't want you to go and buy something else just because you think it looks like what I wanted. No, if what I wanted isn't there, then just tell me it's not there, fetish, and then I will decide if I want something else or not, So my mom always told them, if Naomi says she wants something and it's not there, don't buy. Because someone ends up buying something that I didn't want just because they thought Naomi would like this, and then I start complaining or I start saying I don't like it, and then they think I'm not appreciative, or I'm just complaining. No. Anyway, I think there is a healthy way of complaining. But to be honest, for example, like in Kenya, you won't find someone, saying they don't like something continuously, But in Germany, they complain without feeling any guilt. They will speak their mind. They will say their mind on, whether you like it or not. You could be at work, you know, and they start, if they don't like something, they will tell you straight up. And sometimes, like I said, it could come out as negative, like if someone starts saying, "Ishab kein Bock," you know, because of something that is happening, or, you know, and they're at work, or maybe, you know, things like these. They could be a bit discouraging, especially in a working environment. But once you start living here, you just, at first you could find it weird, but with time you just get used to that. People don't see others complaining as a bad thing. And I think as long as it's not repeated negativity, it's healthy, because they don't bottle up things and bottle up and all of a sudden it just bursts. I just think it's how you complain, the tone. As the Germans themselves say, their tone macht die Musik. The third habit is opening of windows, doors, or anything that could be opened for fresh air. You know, to be honest, in Kenya, we do open windows all the time and doors for fresh air. But I think since I moved here, I do it more often, because even in my bedroom, at night, whether it's winter, summer, whether it's freezing cold, whether it's, I don't know, minus what, whether it's so hot, I will open especially my bedroom door, because ich will einfach luften. Ich brauche frische Luft, bitte. Ich will einfach luften. Frische Luft. Okay? So, the Germans will open their doors, their windows every day, whether it's winter, summer, Frühling, it doesn't matter. They will luften. They will. So this is not something that I've really picked, but I do it more often. Beautiful people, before we continue, if you've not subscribed, kindly do so. Kindly do so. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. So if you've not done it before starting to watch, just pause, give it a thumbs up, tell me what you think of the video so far, and then let's continue. Fourth habit has to be checking the weather app every day. I had never, ever thought that much of checking weather app when I was in Kenya. Even when, I know in Nairobi the weather is so unpredictable, but still, I had never ever checked the weather app. Never. You know, it didn't really cross my mind when I was even in Nairobi to check the weather app, despite the fact that the Nairobi weather is unpredictable, until I moved to Germany. And now I check the weather app almost every day, especially in April. In April. If I don't check really the weather app all the other days every day, in April, I do it, because April marked was Airville. Today it could be raining, tomorrow not. In the morning it could be raining, in the afternoon not. And that's why even on my son's bag, my son's school bag, I always make sure that there is an umbrella. Always. And before he goes to school, I check the weather app. Number 5, honeys, has to be waiting until the lights turn green on crossroads. Always. Wacha nibadilishe lugha sasa, niongee kikwetu. Unajua, ukiwa Kenya, especially some places ninio Kenya. Nikiwa Kenya mimi mwenyewe nilikuwa na time gari kama iko mbali, navuka. Saa zingine gari iko pale unakimbia, kwa sababu kata kukimbia utasimama mpaka uchoke. Ukingoja eti gari zisimame uvuke, you know, in some places. Najua in some places, of course, they do obey hizo nini, street lights, lakini najua kwali kwingine kama kwenye mimi kulia. Hata Nairobi nikiwa ninasoma. Wacha niwapatie story. Every time nikienda Kenya, every time I go to Kenya, huwa ikifika pale pa kuvuka barabara, ninaanza kutetemeka, roho yangu inaanza kudunda, kwa sababu sasa I can't believe that before nilikuwa navuka without even worrying, ama without the fear of hii gari inaweza lakini last time nilipoenda Kenya nilikuwa naogopa nilikuwa kama kuna gari inakuja nitangoja, nilikuwa nangoja kuvuka barabara Ukunda. Nilikuwa nangoja kwa ule upande mwingine mwenye anataka kuvukia. Nangoja mpaka nione at least hata kama gari inakuja iko mbali. Nilikuwa roho inanidunda, nilikuwa nasikia kutetemeka, nilikuwa na sweat. Alafu imagine si gari peke yake, kuna gari hizo matatu venye zinaendeshwa without mercy. Yani hawaogopi, wanaendesha ni kambe wanakimbizana. Gari, alafu imagine kuna pikipiki, alafu tuktuk. Zote zinashindana. I'm going to give you guys a bonus habit that I have picked on since moving to Germany, because you guys know I love Swahili so much. I love my language so much, and plus what I was explaining on number 5, only Kenyans will really understand what I meant. So that's why I had to explain to them in Swahili. But because I spoke so much Swahili then, let me give you guys a bonus habit. So that will be number 6. Or let's not give it a number because it's a bonus habit. So it has to be coffee and cake. You know, I wasn't that much of a coffee drinker when I was in Kenya. But when I moved to Germany, sometimes you just make little appointment or dates with your friends, or even with my son, I go with my son to a cafe. I just to have a nice latte, or you find them having coffee and a nice cake. And they have varieties of cakes. The most famous, if I'm not wrong, cake in Germany, a lot of Germans do love this cake. It's Apfelkuchen. It's really, really nice, and it's delicious too. Just sit and have a nice piece of cake and coffee. Or even at home, you just make your coffee, make a piece of cake, or buy some slices of cakes and have with your coffee. If you have visitors, that's the quickest thing you can give your visitors. So a really German thing which I've grown to appreciate and love. Anyway, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have a habit that you've picked on since you moved to Germany, tell me in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao.